again. One morning in May, four lads left their base with hearts young and gay, and their cause was for freedom. It's the cause of the night, and that foreign oppressor we went to defy. And while patrolling our streets, and they met with the foe, and with guns at the ready, our lads had to go. And so we'll raise up our hands, and we'll curse the British land who torment the very hearts of men, and you dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me and you. For the police, it went silent as the shooting died down. Two young lads, they lay dead on the streets of our town. And that's another two lives lost for the ongoing fight. And in Derry we mourn in that fateful night. And so we'll raise up our hands, and we'll curse the British land who torment the very hearts of men, and you dared to cross their path. But my heart was broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me and you. And now Georgie and Pop, and they lie cold as stone. They died fighting for Derry, their own native home. And so always remember, and don't ever forget, they died fighting for Ireland, and we owe the debt. And so we'll raise up our hands, and we'll curse the British land who torment the very hearts of men, and you dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me. They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me and you.
So folks, we'll just start again. We'll just pretend like them last two streams didn't happen, okay? Let's just pretend we've only started the show today at 1:45, and the two test streams we've done earlier on didn't even happen. So you see folks, back to our normal shitty fucking layout here, and I hate this here. I know I can do so much better with this new busy. I spent a fortune busy getting this here new setup laid out, so I have, and for something in the background to make it fucking go mad, it's really pissed me off, so it has. So listen, well, so we'll keep her going the way we are now with this normal setup that I do not like at all, but listen, we'll keep going with it, folks. So we'll get a few wee shout-outs because I know it's earlier on they were flying through thick and fast, or I didn't even say that of them, so I didn't. So right, Kay Whelan, yep, much better. Jerry's boots off, good man. Liam McDonald, what's crack, Liam? Tara McAllister, well, Tara here, did you get to go and see Jerry Cinnamon? Obviously raging. We give our tickets up there when you sort of knew what time around the time the baby was going to be due, so there's no way we could have went there last night. But seen a few videos, all looked absolutely class. So it did, raging, honestly. Right, so we'll jump into YouTube and see what is the crack now, right? So Scott Temps, good afternoon, mate. Hugh Neal, yes, it's back. Sounds great now, bro. Stephen Holbrook, good to see you back, row. Marty Heaney, back to basics. Let's see, Martin, let's see. Good man, no, don't stress, it's just minor teething problems. Seriously, folks, just don't know how much that has annoyed me. So it has. It's Delusions might think, yeah, we'll go back to normal. But it's if you haven't even seen one of, he's probably all agreed. Yep, it looked really good. It was the new graphics and stuff and the wee overlays and stuff. It looked, but until I figured out why it was something in the background, it's really why somebody was. You can hear somebody in the background or something. I'll have to maybe look at a few YouTube videos and see what I'm doing wrong, but. Listen, haven't spent all this money for nothing, so we'll get it going, don't worry. Right, so yeah, folks, graphics and all was class, man. Yep, cheers, mate. Well, we'll get it going. Right, so folks, at about 2:30, we're going to have Lee Braggerville on the phone. Originally, he was meant to be our first studio guest on video, but I don't think that's going to happen today now. So, but we'll definitely still get him on the phone. So, Lee, if you're listening, mate, just send me a wee PM, say that's grand. So I'll be phoning you, mate, on Facebook Messenger at about 2:30, okay? And we'll just go ahead with the interview on the phone instead of doing the video interview. So, folks, I'm very, very sorry. But listen, we're back to what Rebel Sundays is all about, playing Rebel music. So from one great Rebel singer there, Chris LaCoivius, folks from Derry, we're going to do one now, a lovely cracking Rebel singer from County Tyrone. You all know what I'm talking about. Another female, Emer McGlahan, who's absolutely flying now. So she is flying all over the place every weekend. I think the way she's going now, be rare to see her in a gig here in Ireland, so you will anytime soon. But yeah, again, folks, well done Tyrone yesterday, brilliant. It just wasn't Mayo's year again. I seen a wee picture. They're Sammy Dodgers, so they are. But listen, Tyrone was always going to win that match, so they were yesterday. So if there's any Mayo fans here, folks, my apologies, but it's Tyrone, fair play to you. Right, so here we go. This is a few people asked me for Grace earlier on. You just had a win. This is wee bonsai, folks. You can probably see why I look like shit. I'm not shaving. I need to get a haircut. I'm sweating like a bastard here. I've had about 6 hours sleep since Wednesday night, so I have. So that's why. So it is. Yep, up to her own, Stevie. There you go. Right, folks. So this is Eamon McGlahan with Grace from her album. But actually, I can't even remember her album now. What the hell this one was from? See, that's how stressed out I am today. So it's from Eamer's album. A Thorn in England Say. This is Battle of Grace, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Well, right, here we go. So we'll get at least 2 hours and 10 minutes out of the day's shows. We'll try and salvage it, so we'll.
As we gather in the chapel past few weeks, or will they say we fell from our school days? They have taught us we must yearn for liberty, yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. This The dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you. And so I'll write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see is blood upon the road. No grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out of dawn and I will die. And with all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye.
There we go. So one of our Emer there, Emer Nick Lahan with the Ball of Grace from her album A Thorn in England's Side. So folks, yes, we're back in the room, back in the shows we are. Geez, I don't know what the hell. For God's sake, right? But listen, yep, just touching base here with Leigh, so he's ready to go about 2:30, folks. So there's Joseph P. McIver. Congratulations, Ro, from Philadelphia, to you and the Mrs. Ro on the birth of your wee girl. Yes, folks, cheers for all the lovely messages during the week. It's been a bit of a mad time from Wednesday. Obviously Laura had the wee girl on Monday night. Fair play there. They say 2 hours in the labour ward. 2 hours in the labour ward. And all she went on was gas and air, nothing else. And fair play there. She pumped it out 2 hours, bang. That's us, folks. So, yep, very, very proud father. I had to say this last week, folks. Just want to just look at her, just sit there and go, that's mad. I didn't think after Josie was born, 7 years later, we'd have another wee girl in our arms. And it is a blessing, folks. So I say all the late nights and not sleeping will definitely be worth it. So well. John Mail, happy Sunday here on Facebook. Peter Collins, yep, I think I shifted one of the last big fans gathering tickets out last night. Row up the good guys. Yes, he actually texted me and bought one last night, so it's sorted. Right, so yeah, folks, as you all know, I've been pumping it over the last few weeks, but that is it. The big fans gathering, the PD on the 4th of December is sold out. That's it completely. There isn't a ticket to be had, folks. That's it. I was sort of told last night about 50 of less capacity than I thought I originally had. So we're going to squeeze a few people in. A few people may end up standing. So you mate. So all I'm going to say now, folks, is doors open at 7 o'clock, and it's first come, first serve. First people in the door, I'll get a table and a seat, and whoever's last in the door may have to stand for the night, see mate. But it's going to be a cracking night, folks. So it is. So really so proud this year event is sold out. Can't wait to have the lads from Clover up from Limerick and Cork and Tipperary, all three of those counties all coming up for that evening. They play their debut gig in Belfast along with Damien Quinn, Stephen, and of course the young boys from Arcarta, Kieran and Cormac. So looking forward to having them, folks. That is Saturday the 4th of December. Anybody that's bought wristbands should have them by now, apart from a few people that still have to sort of sort me out with the money and go and drop them down them. But the majority of them, I say 99.9% of everybody that's bought tickets should have them by now. If you haven't, let me know why you haven't, and I'll have to get sorted out for you, folks. So right, we'll jump on the YouTube here. There's Studs Lanigan, Celtic Dag again. Yep, there you go. Joseph Agnew, congratulations to you and your wife, the older daughter. Yes, cheers, mate. Jesus Christ, you hear out there? Somebody driving in a scramble there, so they were. Studs, afternoon, Martin and your spanner up the Rebels. Right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to do a song I don't actually play a lot of in this here show. It feels often dry. Somebody asked me to play it at the start of the first stream there that we weren't going to talk about, but so we'll do this one here. It's a brilliant live version. Anytime I'm playing this song on a gig or something, I actually played it last night, a gig in the PD, and this is the version I always play. I love it. This is Kelly's Men from their album recorded live in the Crescent Bar and Derry, folks. This is Rebel Sundays with the Fields of Athenry. And say another half an hour, we're going to have Lee Braggerville on the phone, folks. We're going to play 3 of his songs from his brand new debut album as well. Here we go.
A lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they've taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. The prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. A lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, merry wedding or free. Against the famine and the crime, I rebelled, they fought me down. You must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lived to hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. On your own! That's it, he's on your own. The small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of It's so lonely down the fields of Baffin Rye.
On the Kelly's men there here with the Fields of Baffin Rye from their album Live in the Crescent, and from what I'm hearing, they have another album coming up very, very soon. I think they're going to the studio. They were talking about it last week on Facebook, so that'll be great to hear. Kelly's men, one of my favourite bands, folks. You know, I play a lot of them on the show. All great lads individually, so they all do their own thing as well. Mickey Kelly there does his own thing. Marty Healy, as you know, is a complete superstar. The guy's amazing. So he's like one of the front man of the band, plus Marty does his own stuff. So yeah, there you go, folks. This is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast, broadcasting live here on YouTube and on Facebook. And as I just again, anybody who were listening at the start, we're trying to say a whole new layout and sort of the show, and I was really happy the way it looked and it sounded, but just something in the background. It was there was something picking up, some kind of lagging or some kind of something in the background that obviously people were going, we can hear you talk in the background, we hear somebody laughing in the background. That wasn't me. I don't know what the hell it was. I'll have to maybe speak to a few people and there's more experience with this here programme than I am and see what the hell the crack of it was. But we'll get there, folks. So we'll definitely hearing people singing along with that song. There was definitely people singing along with their song or Marty, so there was, fuck's sake, because I think it was about 300 people in the hall singing along with them, so there was. Right, so we'll go shoot on with the tunes. So yeah, folks, if you have any requests today, get them in, and I'll definitely get them on for you. We'll have 3 hours to go here, so I'm out of the house for 3 hours anyway, so I'm happy enough out there. Right, so yes. If there's any requests, folks, anything at all, you know, we usually keep the Wolf Tone stuff and the Ice Brigade stuff to later on once Facebook eventually kicks us off. So they will kick us off eventually. So get them in, and we'll go do this one here from Marty Kane, who is over in let's see, Studser says, how about The Curragh of Kildare by the Johnsons Row? Not strictly rebel, but a beautiful song. Let me have a look on that, mate, and check it out. Right, so yeah, we're going to this one from Marty Kane, this da, who are over in Lanzarote. These two bastards. So I hope you're getting sunburnt down at the pool there. So they were looking for My Last Farewell from the Barleycorn, cracking band, the Barleycorn. And this is actually from their album. It's called My Last Farewell. So Marty and your dad, this one is spicy for you used to. Hope you're enjoying it. And why do I have to have any sound? Oh, Jesus Christ. You see? This is what happens when we try to go live. Jesus Christ. Right, listen, give us 6 seconds. Now my Spotify is playing up, so it is. What the hell in this afternoon? There's something really wrong with this. Why the hell isn't that playing? It's so yeah, it should be. Its volume's up on it, so it is. Why isn't that playing? Fucking nightmare, so it is. Absolute nightmare. Right, well, we'll have to play something here then from the other laptop instead, won't we? Folks, see, this is what happens when you're live. You have a song lined up, see, and then this probably happens. So, right, let's see if we can find. So, somebody's looking for Damien Quinn. So, obviously, Rebel Sundays, massive song. So, the show is named after Rebel Sundays at the Rock Bar. So, we'll do this one and we'll try and figure out why the hell that bloody song was not playing from Barleycorn. Folks, you ever get one of those days you want to just pack it all up and say, I'm away here. I'll start back in next week. Right, so we'll try this.
Well, took a stroll down the old Falls Road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry Og and Damien Quinn sing the songs of the IRA. And I ask you friends, are you heading to the Rock? Cause I had Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry Og, he loves Shabeen. Well, Jerry Og sings fuck your flag and fuck it again, while Damien Quinn sings 18 Brits and a nation once again. And I ask you friends, are you heading to the Rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry O'Keefe love Shabby. They'll hear the songs of Bobby Sands and the men who fought and died. The broad black brimmer and the black and tans and the provost lullaby. And your shoe friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause they have rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry O'Keefe loves Shabby. Well, I took a stroll down the old folks' road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry O'Keefe and Damien Quinn sing the songs of the IRA. And I ask you, friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause they have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry O'Keefe loves Shabby. Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. 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 Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O. Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O. Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O. Why those who were in love, the song is warm and tender. Those who were oppressed, in song you can protest. So liberate your minds and give your soul expression. Open up your hearts and sing, build a song. And let the people sing their stories and their songs. Music of their native land, their lullabies and battle cries and sounds of open joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music it kept their spirits free. Those songs of yours and mine, while it was back in ancient times, the bard will tell a story. Heroes of the villains of the chieftains in his lands, the villains of ancient times, and William and Fury, or the viper to the sword, kill the harpers and the bardasses. Well, let the people sing their stories and their songs, music of their native land, their lullabies and battle cries and sounds of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Oh, songs of yours and of mine, while Ireland is song, your music lives forever. In its mountains and its valleys, its hills and in its lands, your music did survive through famine and oppression. For the generations gone, I sing with the song, and let the people sing their stories and their songs, music of their native land, their lullabies and battle cries and sounds of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Oh, songs of yours and mine, yes, it was music that kept our spirits free. Oh, songs of yours and of mine. Let the people sing.
There you go, we Damien Quinn medley there for Rebel Sundays and Let the People Sing. This is Rebel Sundays, folks, and see if you're watching here this show for the first hour here, our first hour and 15 minutes, and you've just turned off. I completely understand, and I don't bear a grudge at all, because I have made an arse out of this thing from 1 o'clock today until 2:15 now, and I think, geez, I'm just ready to throw the towel in, because my Spotify wasn't working and the other thing wasn't working, and I had to put a lead out and put it back in, and but yeah, folks, so my apologies for the start of the show today. So it is Elaine, there's Elaine, great Sundays, listen to Rose always while he cooks. So let's just look over to YouTube where so Kier was looking Glass and Evan, Molly and Danny. Yes, it's going to be on after the next song here. Harley Town says, I thought your Canadian man was coming on. Oh, yes, he's going to be on at 2:30, mate. He's coming on the phone for a wee chat, and we're going to play a couple of songs from his debut album. So, yep, Lee Braggerville is going to be on very, very soon. So, don't worry, he's coming. Right, so, rest of the country, I mean, let's see. Joseph McGuinness says, would you play Jared Logue by the Callie's Men, area volunteer from Derry, written by his son, well known in Derry, maybe not the rest of the country. Well, I'll look into it if it's on YouTube. Don't think I've heard that one, Joseph, so I haven't, but I may definitely look into it. Right, so back again for Marty again. He was looking for My Last Farewell by the Barleycorn, so we're going to do this one now for you, mate. I say my Spotify wasn't plugged in properly, that's why I couldn't play it. I had to play that last song, but we'll persevere. That's what's happened when you're on live, folks, and you haven't got a production team all around you doing this and that and playing all the songs. When it's just me behind this screen trying to do it myself, sometimes it's a wee bit stressful. And you will forgive me, folks, because I definitely have a baby brain this week. Although I did not physically pop the child out, I've been involved since the child got home until now, and it's definitely stressful. I'm sure you will all agree. So listen, Marty, this is for you, damn it. This is the Barleycorn, and if this song doesn't play, I'm just going to rip my ring up now and throw it out the window. Oh, there we go.
Dearest mother, I am writing just to say I won't be home. There's something that I have to do, and I must do alone. They took me and they put me in this lonely prison cell. Tonight my thoughts are with you as I say my last farewell. So say goodbye to Margaret, Mary, Bridget and me all. I have no words to tell you how much I'll miss you all. And though I may not show it, you know I've loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell. Dearest brother, won't you take good care of all the folks for me? Go home to Rathfarnham on the day they set you free. I was happy when you stood by me in all that we've been through. No one has ever had so true a brother such as you. So say goodbye to Margaret, Mary, Bridget and me all. I have no words to tell you how much I'll miss you all. And though I may not show it, you know I've loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell. Dearest mother, it's so very sad that now we have to part. To understand the reasons will trouble your poor heart. I have told you since I was a boy, it was my destiny to die a true so that one day you'd be free. So say goodbye to Margaret, Mary, Bridget, and me all. I have no words to tell you how much I'll miss you all. And though I may not show it, you know I've loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell.
Sound of the Barleycorn there for you with my last farewell, especially for Marty Keane and his dad there as well, who over sunning themselves in Lanzarote. Fair play, he has two buggers, as they say. Let's see, where are you? Let's see. Joseph Agnew says, "Hail, hail, big man! You're doing a great job. Enjoying the tunes. We all get these days. Plus, you are burning the candle at both ends. Keep them strong. We need you in the great tunes. God bless you and the family. Cheers, mate." Let's see on Facebook. Afternoon, Roe from Roe McDonald. Congratulations once again. Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, mate, we're getting there slowly but surely. I think this big night in the 4th of December, probably the only chance we'll get to wet this baby's head. So just found it as well. So we'll have the babysitters for Josie and Maeve. So Laura's going to be there, and we'll hopefully get a few wee swallies that night. Plus, don't forget the after party the next day as well, folks. Say we'll have the venue secured, but I'm not going to say yet when it is, because it will be for a limited number of people. I know a lot of you are coming over from Scotland, England, and the south, and some people are staying for the weekend. So we're going to do the show live from a venue the next day. And obviously have a wee bit of a party, so also that'll be good crack as well after the show. Christina Elliott says, "Well, Ro, just getting ready to pop into the Squirrel Bar in Glasgow to see the Irish Brigade. Could you please play a wee song to get me on my way?" But listen, I'm not going to play an Irish Brigade song in this first part of the show because it may cut me off Facebook, so we'll stay on for a while because I want to stay on Facebook till we do Lee's interview. And then we might get cut off later on, we'll see. But I'll do a wee song here from Glasnevin for you. Because Ciara was looking at this one as well. This was a brilliant song, Willie and Danny. This is one of the tracks off my album, Rebs for Hope, the album. So Ciara, this one's nice for you, and we'll dedicate as well to Christina. And folks, just while you're on, just seen a wee post from a good friend over in Coatbridge, Franny McAdam. And obviously terrible news. He says the McAdam clan are totally devastated by the unexpected death of our mother Kate. Thanks for all the messages of support. He'll post the funeral details when he finds out. Franny, mate, so sorry, mate, to you and all the family. Absolutely gutted for you. Terrible, spicy, so unexpectedly. So yeah, thinking of all our friends here in Coatbridge today, folks, and Franny McAdam and all the McAdams over in Coatbridge. So on the unexpected death of their mother Kate, mate. So sorry to hear that there. Right, so yeah, we're going with the tunes. This is Glasnevin, folks, with Willie and Danny, especially for Christina, who's heading out to the Squirrel now, also for Ciara Griffin, who asked for it, who's down there down in Sleeve Do, who was down had a wee visit to yesterday.
Try to sing some songs of glory, sing some songs of peace. But in the end, it's a single story. They're both too hard to read. The people tell me they're sick and they're tired of seeing this place in town. But I say, Take the blindfolds off you hypocrites and help us get our figure out. And please say it isn't so. Why within Daddy had to go? The reasons may be clear. They can down their lives for us here at the year. 70 shots between each body knots. What of those bullets been? I'm up for every trigger you pull that morning. A volunteer with a list for 5 hours. You lived him lying there. The priest was turned away. So that's another step forward for those SAS bastards will never forget the day. And please say it's so. While within Daddy had to go, the reasons very clear. And they can now their lives for us here at the year. The funerals were to prove their worthiness. Thousands from the roots. Whilst the postal boys hovered helplessly overhead, the rock came as a sword. The empty tin magazines over its coffin ask defiantly the crime of sin. So as another day turns, but it comes to be out again, 'cause Willie and Danny hop around. And please say it isn't so. While within Danny had to go, the reasons may be clear. And they can now their lives for us here at the year. Please say it isn't so. While within Daddy had to go, the reasons may be clear. And they can now their lives for us here at the year. Please say it isn't so.
Fantastic there, folks. Glasnevin with Willie and Donny. You all know by now that it's my favourite song. Any version of it, I have to say, but I really do like a Glasnevin version. So it was for Ciara Griffin, who asked for that one, and also for Christina Elliott, who is just asked for a wee song, get her ready, heading over to the Squirrel to see the Mighty Irish Brigade. Lucky you, lucky you. Just on Facebook there, Tony Coleman, just popping the head in quickly to say congratulations to you and Laura. Now back to the grind here in the Wolf. You love it, Tony. They called you Stevie here. So it did. I don't know, Tony, have you seen the first 2 streams I put on? I would have liked your input to see what the hell the crack was, why the hell there were definitely something happening there in the background. You're the man in the know, so you are definitely for this here. So I'll maybe touch base with you during the week. We'll try and find out what the hell was wrong with. There you go, Maura Burns, great song. Cheers, Maura. Right, folks, so we're going to play one song here, and then we're going to get Lee Brockerville on the phone for you. So this is from his debut album, Songs of Irish Rebellion. And folks, I have to say, see this album. I obviously gave it to a few people during last week when I first heard it. Passed it around and said, folks, have a listen to this here, see what you think. The feedback was fantastic. A lot of people are going, the guy's voice or something about it, whatever. And the production of this here, it's really, really tight. So it is. So, folks, have a listen yourself and see what you think. So this is the first track we're going to play from it. Then we're going to get Leigh on the phone all the way from Newfoundland in Canada. So this is his debut album, Songs of Rebellion, Volume 1. And this is the first track. Going to come out your bracket hands. And say once this is over, we'll get Leigh on the phone. We'll do the interview, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
Dublin Street where the lion drums to beat, and the loving English feet they tramped all over us. And each and every night when my father came home tight, he'd invite the neighbours outside with his chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come and let me hear you tell how you slammed the great power now. Well, you taught him well and truly persecuted. Where are the sneers and jeers that you bravely let us hear when our leaders of 16 were executed? Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come tell us how you slew them poor Arabs to play too, like the Zulus did spears and bows and arrows. How you bravely faced each one with your 60-pounder gun, and you frightened them natives to their marrow. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. And in Larkin and O'Brien, how you bravely taught them swine. Robert Hammond, who you haven't true and forded. High up on the scaffold high, how you murdered Henry Troy and our grubby boys in Wexford to the slaughter. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Jamming well and castle side before us. And if there be a need, then me kids could say Godspeed with a bar or two, Stephen Bean's chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you and meadows down the Flanders. Tell her how the IRI made you run like Callaway from the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. From the green and lovely lights of Killishandra. From the green and
what does it say there? Hop, 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 hop. Absolutely fantastic here, folks. There's come out the Black and Tans from Lee Braggerville from his album Songs of Irish Rebellion Volume 1. So we'll go with Lee on the phone now, folks. Hopefully our shit that's been happening today doesn't mess up this interview, because I'm ready for the hill to tell you. So we'll hopefully get Lee on the phone a wee second. We should be ringing live to Canada, to Newfoundland, and with a bit of luck he's going to be on here in a few wee seconds. We'll just check this here stream. So hello, can you hear me, Lee?
How's it going?
Happy days, right, listen. So say this here was...
How are you, mate? How are you? How's everything going?
Yes, good job, mate. And so say this was supposed to be our first sort of live a video link up, but obviously today it wasn't to happen, mate. So we're just going to do the audio interview instead. So we'll persevere anyway. So mate, welcome along all the way from Newfoundland in Canada, mate. So obviously, Lee, you've lived in Newfoundland in Canada, obviously, all of your life. So do you sort of believe that you have some Irish roots, maybe like in Dublin? So have you ever looked into that there?
I haven't. Well, I've been to Ireland now on 4 different occasions now, and I haven't done that yet. Actually, every time, like it was for like like a football match or or like to play like in Belfast or whatever. But hopefully, when everything like clears up now in the near future, hopefully we can like search out them Irish roots. That's what the plan is anyway, my buddy.
Yeah, because I just listened to your accent here. It's definitely strange. It's like I'm going. It's not Canada. It sounds like a bit of Australian there as well, and it's.
I've been told that before. Yeah, it's kind of like like an Australian, like like kind of Irish, we'll say.
And I think there's a wee bit of Ardoyne in there as well. Somewhere, so
I don't know. Yeah, no, we're kind of like like different, like say like from the rest of Canada. We're kind of like on our own here, like on our own island here in Newfoundland,
right?
And that's the way we like it actually.
Right. So you said it's Newfoundland. I was saying like Newfoundland, so it's like Newfoundland. You pronounce it? Right. Okay.
It's like understand Newfoundland.
You understand
the best way.
Newfoundland.
Understand Newfoundland.
Right. Okay.
That's the way.
So you told me obviously that growing up in your sort of family home, there was always a guitar or sort of like instruments, and Irish songs were always sung when people, the families were around. So tell us a bit about that there. Sort of, is that when you were sort of first introduced to sort of playing the songs that you sing today in?
Yep, most definitely, mate. They're on both sides, really. I'm on my father's side and on my mom's. Both sides, like sing. So we kind of just, when we get like a family gathering or whatever, we get together and we just kind of like do a song a piece and just hand the guitar around basically, and everybody got a song to sing basically. Yeah. So like I grew up listening to like the Wolf Tones, Luke Kelly, like Ronnie Drew, like that's how I grew up. So you know what I mean. Then I sort of took it like another step further and started going down like the rebel song side of it all, and then just to see like how far that could go, and like like I basically learned every song that like that I loved and everything, which is all of them pretty much, mate.
Right. So tell us then, obviously, a wee bit about how you sort of got into the Republican side of things. Now, we'll talk about your album later on, right? But obviously, your album, which we'll speak about, is a pure rebel album. So obviously, for you sort of personally, you obviously have sort of some strong Republican beliefs and opinions. So where did this here first start? And sort of, I mean, was there something that happened like here in the North or during the conflict or something? Maybe an injustice at the hands of the Brits or something that sort of made you go, listen, this isn't right, I want to look into this and I want to be part of this?
Well, I've been, is say like a deep passion of mine, like every day, like say like it's Rebel Sunday here in my house, and you can ask my woman that, like every day, like like a Rebel song is played on the radio, whether I be singing it myself or whether like it's on my own, like iPad or whatnot. But like I say, like I always sang like like Irish songs, like say like as I said before, right? But then I sort of I started like like gaining like like a lot of interest and like like a lot of sympathy like towards the cause there, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And like I like I watched like countless like like videos, movies, whatnot, read books and everything like that. Then in 2014, I do believe, was our first trip across, and then like I went to Derry, like went to Belfast, seen all the murals, met some great people who like like I hold deep like deep within my heart, and that just kind of like kept on going, like spiraling it from there, basically, you know what I mean? Like to the point where that's all I basically sing here now, and I'm proud to fly the flag over on this side of her. Yep. Really.
So we opened up the interview there, Lee, with obviously a track from your debut album. I said we're going into the album a bit later on in the interview, but we played Come Out to Black and Tans, right? You had mentioned that this was the very first Rebel song that you played. So tell us a wee bit about this song, what it sort of means to you personally.
Well, like it was written by Dominic Bean or whatever. Steve, like he's written from like the perspective of his old man Stephen Bean, which is like like mentioned in the song. I find like it gets me pumped up. You know what I mean? Like like almost ready to fight myself. Really, you know what I mean? So like I hold it like deep in my heart. Every word like within the song really means something to me. So like that's why like I try to sing every song like like with such passion, and I think that like like it goes across well to people. People know that like it means a lot to me, like within my heart, and that's probably why people, you know, like love that song too. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to play now another song from the album. It's the next actually track on the album. There isn't another song that sort of typifies about the Easter 1916 week, but the Foggy Dew. So we're going to play it now. But firstly, just tell us a wee bit about this here song and why you want to put this one on your album.
Well, again, this song is another one, you know, like which tells a great story. That's one thing about it. Like, you know, like all dating back to the Easter Rising, like in 1916. If you like, you know, like listen to the words within the song, like it tells the whole story. You know, like basically, like of you know, like what happened. You know, like throughout those days.
Yeah.
And like it really, you know, like it really means a lot to me. Like there's a lot of heart and soul put into that song there. Actually, like on every one of them, like every one of those songs on that album means a great lot to me. And you know, like I try to sing them with you know passion and conviction, basically.
Right, so listen, what I'll do, I'll put you on mute here, okay, on your call, Lee, and I'll play the song and then bring you back in, okay? So just okay,
mate.
No problem, right? So folks, we got there's Lee Braggerville, so we're going to do this here next song from his album, Songs of Irish Rebellion Volume 1, and this is the next track from it. Love this version of the song, folks. I'm sure you all agree. That version he done there of Come Out Your Black and Tans was fantastic. So moving on with the tunes, this is Lee Brockerville from Newfoundland in Canada. This is the brilliant Foggy Dew, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
It sounded loud tattoo, but the Angelus battle Lord of Liffey's now rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town, they hung at the flag of war. For it was better to die neath an Irish sky than at Soudal bar. And from the plains of Royal Showman came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with her long-range guns sailing through the foggy dew. But the night fell black and the rifles cracked, great perfidious shall be real. With the lead and right, several towns of flame did shine on the lines of steel. By each shining blade a prayer was said, that the Islander sons might be true. And when morning broke, still the war flag shook its holes in the foggy dew. Nations might be free, but their lonely graves are the Souvlas waves, or the fringe or the grey North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with Cattlebrew, then their names we'll keep where the Fenians sleep beneath the shroud of the foggy dew. But the bravest fell and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear. For those who died that Easter tide in the springtime of the year. still has been but few who bored of fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew. Those giant band who I never will see no more. Oh, to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and I pray for you. For slavery fled, all you glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew.
Yeah, it was Lee Braggerville there with The Foggy Dew from his album Songs of Irish Rebellion Volume 1. So we're going to get Lee back on the phone here, folks. Just give us a wee second with Dale back up again. Yeah, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. We're multi-streaming here live on Facebook and on YouTube until 5 o'clock this evening, folks. I say we're joined now on the phone by Lee Braggerville all the way from Newfoundland and in Canada. So I was still...
Better, buddy.
Sorry, mate. Right, just turn this here wee monitor speaker down there. Yeah, folks, so welcome back to the show, Lee.
Thank you very much for having me, Rob.
Not a problem.
Thank you very much, man.
So obviously, you sort of mentioned to me that you, on a trip to Belfast a few years ago, that you visited the whole grounds of Milltown Cemetery, and obviously the Republican plot. So that there must have had a sort of a big effect on you personally when you visited. I think a lot of people that I speak to whenever they first come here, and I maybe bring them down on tour or bring them down to the Republican plot, and they get very eerie, so they do, and they're just walking down, obviously they're looking at the graves of the hunger strikers, and so how was that for you?
Well, that was probably one of the moments that really, still actually, sticks with me, Ro. Actually, you know what I mean? It was, very, it means a lot to me to be stood there, alongside those great men. You know what I mean? Men and women. And is what kind of inspires me and keeps me going basically to learn more every day and bring attention to it over here on this side, because a lot of people don't know the story within the struggle. And that's sort of my goal really here is to kind of to bring attention to everybody, you know what I mean, about these great men and women who fought for the freedom of Ireland.
Definitely. So when you were over there, and was it for 1916, the anniversary? You were over here then. What else did you go up to when you were in Belfast? You were saying you done a couple of gigs as well. So you did. Yeah,
I played at the Roddy McCorley Club there with some other great acts there too, and I was invited by the Belfast NGA to play on the 100-year centenary of the Easter Rising, which was probably one of the most highlights of my musical career thus far.
Yep,
it meant a lot to me. Especially even have been asked.
Playing in that room there, of course, it's the Tom Williams room, so it is. And the Roddy McCorley's there where their function was held. Actually, remember that night, our band was supposed to be playing at it that their evening, and I knew we were advertised to play at it, and for some reason something did. But I can't remember now. Was I there or not? It might have been Lee, and I can't even think back now. It was only 5 years ago, so it was. And there you go. Yeah. But listen, obviously, there's a massive Irish community in America, I would say, right? So what is it like in I suppose you also don't live in mainland Canada, but where you're sort of from, is there any sort of Republican groups, maybe like Cards in the Hair and like sort of Sinn Féin Canada, or so? Well, and sort of what kind of reaction, like when you're doing the gigs and your bars and stuff, if you're doing these kind of songs, it's on your album, what kind of reaction does local people take to the stuff you're singing? Do you get a lot of people asking questions like, what's this song about? What's the story behind this song? Or
oh, definitely. You know what I mean? People, it seems to be, really getting big around here. Like, you know, like is you know, like I'm pretty proud of that. Basically, that you know, like to bring attention to it. All the songs go over, you know, like really, really well, and you know, like people seem like you know, like to ask me questions, which is you know, like the emotion that I wanted to stir within people. People ask me questions about who this person is, or you know, like what went on here, to say, like within the song, and then you know, like I'll give them my answer, and from there, like they'll probably you know, like do a little research on their own, and you know, like find out like the great history that's you know, like that's after happening, like within all these songs.
Yeah. So before I sort of go into your album that we're playing today, Lee, sort of want to talk about how I first came to hear of you. Obviously, like many of the guests I've had on this here show over the last year or so, it's busy because during the Facebook Live session, so it was lockdowns. I think I first heard you playing on one of Keith's streams on the Come on the Hoops page. Tell me a wee bit how sort of because obviously people have different experiences of lockdown in different countries. Obviously, different governments are doing things that other governments are doing. Tell us a wee bit about how sort of lockdown has affected you as a musician, and how did sort of doing the Facebook live stream sort of open you up to like probably an entirely new audience worldwide, like?
Definitely. It like that was you know, even though like the times were hard, you know, like within the world, but like it definitely you know, like opened like a lot of doors for me too. Like I played on Keith's page there, and Niall Drain's page too, Glasgow Selfie Champions.
Yeah.
I done a couple there too. So yeah, like it kind of got my name out there, you know, to like say like a lot more people that I probably wouldn't have, you know, like have been like had the chance like to, you know, like play to before. So I'm hoping that now, basically, you know, like in the future, once you know, once everything sort of gets lifted, hopefully in the near future, hopefully. That I'll probably, you know, like get across, like to be able to, you know, like to meet everybody really, like in person, you know, like to play at, like, you know, like the Rock Bar, for example. Like I'd love to do a set there.
Yeah.
You know,
so
like,
everybody,
you know,
it's the whole ground of Rebel Sundays. I tell you that, everybody's busting their arse to get to the Rock.
That's right.
So
no doubt. Like to sing a few there, like would mean, you know, like to mean a lot to me. Or like say, like, you know, like, at the PD, I mean, like, you know, like that's another great place. Like I'd love to play there too, like the Andersontown PD.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That would mean, like, you know, like more to me than anything, really.
Well, that's actually why I sort of chose PD for my big gig here in December. So it is for the big fans gathering we're having, and I was actually doing a gig in the PD last night. It was just like a birthday party, but it's some venue, so it is like it's as like a Republican club on this road. I mean, there isn't a lot comes close to the PD, like, so isn't it? It's just the whole thing about it, where it's situated, what's happened around it. You know, it's a real venue, so it is. So listen, tonight we're now going to talk about your debut album, Lee, Songs of Irish Rebellion, Volume 1. Actually, we'll play a couple of songs at the start, Black and Tans and Foggy Dew. So firstly, I've listened to this here whole album in detail several times, because obviously I'd be out in the lorry driving, and we always have Spotify and stuff on, so I'd be listening to music all day long. So I've sort of...
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I've passed this on to a few people who are obviously involved in the rebel scene, different, and I'm not going to say who, but different singers, musicians, just sort of say, listen, look, lads, stick it on your playlist, have a wee listen, see you think. And I have to say, the feedback has been fantastic. Probably the most common thing that I've picked up on that people are saying is that the quality of the studio production, which it is, it's first classly, I have to say, so fair play to you.
Thank you.
So firstly, how long has this album been in the pipeline? And say also, there's a lot of other instruments involved in this here, so did you bring like a lot of session musicians in, or is it just basically yourself and somebody else have just basically put layers on and top and then re-recorded it, or what way has it worked then?
Well, I play myself on it, obviously, and sing, and then well, like I teamed up with a guy, Brad Tuck, and he's from here too as well. And like, you know, this guy, like I can't say enough good about him. I mean, like, you know, like he's a musical genius himself, and he's more or less, you know, like a lot of the reason like that it turned out as well as it did too. You know, so like I got to give him credit as well. Brad Tuck, like he's a musical genius. He played the drums, and he played like the mandolin, and he played the bouzouki. Then I had another guy come in, Mr. Patrick Moran, and he's like a, you know, like a well-known, like, you know, like fiddle player here, like on the island as well. So basically, like, it was, he come on like 3 tracks on the album, but like, it was pretty much, like, myself and Brad, like, who've done, like, most of the album, we'll say. And like like the production of it and everything, like, I couldn't ask, like, for any better, really. You know what I mean? Like, we've been sort of going back and forth, like, like myself and Brad or whatever. Like, I sat down with him, told him, like, the songs that I wanted to play on it or whatever like that, and like, he took a video of me doing these tracks.
Right. Okay.
Then from there, we just turned around and just like, really, like, like, I couldn't be happier, Ro. Like, like, with the way that it all turned out, like, it like, turned out fantastic. No, really.
That's why I've sort of mentioned with the quality, and there's a lot of maybe bands and singers that maybe rush and they say, I want to get an album, I have to get an album done, I need to get my name out, and they might jump in and maybe it mightn't be the greatest sort of studio quality. They might not maybe put enough sort of money in that, they might not have the finances, So obviously, like, for yourself, being from beginning to start, how long did this sort of all take to happen then, like?
Well, like, we I'd say, like, for the time that like, really, well, I had a foot surgery, so, like, I was kind of like, like, going back and forth on that. So then once I got cleared up from that or whatever, well, we kind of started in, I'd say we started probably in May, maybe, and then, like, it finished, like, pretty much sometime, like, at the end of July, I'd say, around there, pretty much, like, for the album to go into manufacture.
Right, okay.
And like I say, you know what I mean, like, from, like, everybody, like, who had a hand in it, like, really stepped up for me, and, like, I couldn't really ask for any better, really. Jason Whalen was another guy, like, who done the mastering on the album. He was a big part of it too, like, to get that sound that, like, that I really, really wanted to have in it. So, like, I'm delighted, really, and I thank everybody out there for, like, your support on it, including you too, Rob.
Yeah, so somebody actually mentioned to me last week, a good friend of mine, he had said about the bass on the album. He said, listen, I would kill to have a bass player like that there in my band. He says, obviously, you need to have, like, a good bass player, to take along he says, just listening to it, 'cause I wouldn't really know musically some of the instruments were obviously, but some people do play instruments and they're listening, they're going, oh, that's tight, that there, so it is. So some really good feedback, mate, so there is. But I'd say my favourite track on the album, probably not the most common one, but for me is Go Bra. So it is, obviously, it's listening to it, now, that sort of song is a bit personal to me, so it is, because when I first joined the old Lee Nalsop flute band, I was sort of, the first night I came into practice, I was tasked with basically, that was the new song they were doing, Go Bra, so it was, and I was sort of tasked with coming up with a lead drum piece for it, and then the drum solo for the song as well, and I sort of like jumped at the chance of being in a new band and stuff. I want to try this here, and I think the feedback I got from that song, even from other band members, other drummers, went like, that there's tight as fuck, that's fantastic, really love that song, so that's why I always like Go Bra. I mean, even the words of it, me too. There isn't a lot of people that record that song, but it's a fantastic song, so it is, like.
And that's the thing that I found too, like, like, out of all the albums that I have and stuff like that, I found that, like, like, a lot of people don't have that one on their album. And, like, I learned that song off of Fee McGorman is the name of the gentleman or whatever. And this, like, this record dates back in, like the late 60s, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that song, like, same thing to me, like, the words kind of, you know what I mean? Like, the words mean everything to me, like, like, within that song. And there's, like, there's no trouble, like, really, like, to be filled with passion, really, like, when you're singing that song in order to get your point across, So
tell us a wee bit, Lee, about the name of the album, man. Because obviously, when you look at the album cover, it just sort of says James Connolly, you know what I mean, straight away. When you look at the artwork and stuff about it.
Yep. Well, I sort of named the album Songs of Irish Rebellion Volume 1. Well, obviously, like, I hope to come out with a Volume 2 now soon. But, it's sort of like, like a lot of the other artists, let's say, like, who I'm, like, like, influenced by or whatever, I sort of, kind of, like, followed their lead kind of on that one, you know what I mean? Like, and I thought that it was kind of catchy and, like, to the point, Songs of Irish Rebellion Volume 1. So, like, it kind of had that ring, like, ring in my ears more or less, like when I you know, like said it to myself basically, and you know, like that was what, you know, like I wanted to go with. As for the artwork, which was a great job too, but you know, by the way, it was done by a man named Stephen Green. He lives here in Newfoundland as well, and he does, you know, like same thing. Like you know, he's great at what he does. Yeah, and like I wanted something that was kind of, you know, like as I mentioned to you before, bold, brave, and strong. So you know, like what better other, you know, thing to have on your album basically than, you know, James Connolly and the Irish Citizen Army flag, so, the Starry Plough.
So if people want to get there, obviously I've been playing this here from Spotify today, the songs from it. So if people
actually,
want, go ahead.
Actually, I got a copy on the way to you. Actually, so you know, like I'd say that you should have like an actual physical copy very soon, there, mate.
Happy days, man. So yeah, so if people want to get their hands on the album, Lee, how do they go? Obviously, it's on Spotify, some other streaming sites, or if they want to go actually get a copy of the CD itself, how, because it actually is, it's lovely artwork on it, and it's sometimes, I know a lot of CD collectors, they like to actually just have the CD, even though they mightn't play it. It's nice to have the cover and all the details. So how do they go about actually getting a copy of the hard copy?
Well, you can, anybody who wants say like a physical copy, like can contact me, like say like on Facebook, obviously, Lee Brockerville, and all you got to do, just, you know, like let me know, and you know, like I'll send it out to anybody like who wants it, you know, like within the world, really, basically.
Yep.
You know, I'd only be too happy to send it to you, actually.
Right. So what's the plans then, obviously, for the future of yourself, Lee? Gigs ways, are you over there to sort of any further ahead of us with regards to restrictions and stuff like live music and bars, or are you back out gigging again? Or so I know you have like myself, you have a full-time job as well, so it's sort of sometimes comes second to actually do your job, like it does.
Yeah. I'm a pipe welder by trade, pretty much. So you know, like as you said, like I do work, you know, like besides. But however, down here right now, well, like you know, like the bars are open and stuff, and you can play now, as you know, like within you know, like so many people and stuff that, like, you know, like restrictions obviously, but like, you know, like you can kind of play here now. So my plan really is just to, you know, try to play as much as I can here now, you know, like while I'm not working, and try to get this album out to as many people as I can. And hopefully kind of get back across like the CE guys now soon in the future. Like I'd love to, you know, like get over in Ireland and up north and in Scotland as well. So you know, like I really look forward to that, like in the near future, hopefully. I'll
definitely be pushing this album now, Philly, because I say once I sort of, people will know on the show, once there's something I like, I play a lot of it. You know, I'll play a lot of albums.
And thank you very much for that, Rob. But I mean, you know, like I can't thank you enough, my friend.
This is definitely, it's a real great piece of studio works with us. So I'll definitely be playing over the coming weeks. So you sort of mentioned this earlier on there, well, probably off cuff, but so if you could do like a gig, I mean, your dream gig, outside of somewhere in Canada we are now, could be anywhere, like where would it be? You basically take it, love to get a headline gig in the Rock Bar then, like, so it would be.
Well, you know, like you say, like the audio place, like for me to perform now would obviously, you know, like be at the Rock Bar or like at the PD. You know, anywhere really, like anybody like who'd love to hear this music, you know, I'd love to play for Rob, really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna
appreciate it as much as what I do.
Wrap her up here, Lee. I'm going to play one more track in from the album to finish us off. Now, this song here, we're going to play Bowl of Vogue. It's the last track on the album, right? And now, anytime I normally play this track on the show, I always play the Terry Crunch O'Neill version, because there's nobody I think comes close to singing this song the way Cruncher has. And when he came on my podcast, he sang it.
Cruncher's something else.
Yeah, he sang the song a cappella. No music, and he says there was like shivers up my spine when he sang it. But I have to say, you've done this song here, Bowl of Vogue, great justice on this album, Lee. It's fantastic again, much. Like there is. So tell us a wee bit just about this here song then.
Well, this song dates back from the 1798 Rising. Like again, this song as well means a lot to me. Probably so much that it is probably maybe my favorite Irish song. Actually, you know what I mean, like to do. It dates back from as I said, from the 1798 Rising, and of one successful fight that happened within the Rosie, and it deals with Father Murphy, and who fought and died basically for Ireland's freedom.
Right, so fantastic, Lee. So listen, we're going to wrap up the interview. Thank you very much, mate, for coming on today. I'd say this was meant to be our first video interview, but technical difficulties in live shows don't always go hand in hand. So, but listen, I'm glad we got to do the audio interview, and I mean, it was great having you on. So it was, and say definitely your accent it stuck me. So it's like I see there's people commenting on YouTube as well going, that's definitely there's about 4 or 5 different countries' accents in there mixed in together. So there is.
Yeah, no,
strange.
No, like you said, thank you very much, Ro. You know what I mean? Like, it means very, very much to me. And like, thanks for your support, and thanks for having me on, mate. Like, I can't thank you enough.
Not a problem.
And all the best too. Like, on the bird of your new one there too. Okay.
My eyes are closed here as we speak. I got about 3 hours sleep last night. But congratulations to you and your family, buddy. Cheers, mate. Okay, Lee, listen, I'll talk to you on, Mucker. Thank you very much, but cheers, good luck. There you go.
Cheers to you. Thanks.
Folks, there you go. So that was people asking. That was Lee Brockerville, Canadian rebel singer, all the way today from Newfoundland. Just to say how he, I think there's definitely a bit of Scotland there, definitely a bit of Canadian in there in his accent, and I say a bit of North Belfast as well somewhere in his accent. So there is, but it's definitely strange. But fair play, mate. Great interview, and the feedback here has been great on Facebook and YouTube as well. So Steve Kerr just asked, who is this? Yes, so it was Lee Brockerville, Canadian rebel singer, joined us live there on the phone. I say today's show was meant to be the first of the new layer of the show, folks. So with the new busy graphics and all, and Annie, as it were, tuned in at the start with a scene, and it looked brilliant. But there was something in the background, some kind of wee gremlins that were chipping in, and it just wasn't sounding right. So we'll maybe do a few more tests out there and we can get it. But so we're going to do the last song here of from Leigh's interview, and this is actually the last song on Leigh's album. So it is, and this is the brilliant Bowl of Vogue, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
At Bowl of Vogue, as the sun was setting, o'er the briny meadows of Chamalier, a rebel hand set the heather blazing, and brought the neighbours from far and near. Then Father Murphy from Oak Hill Comics spurned up the rocks with a warning cry. Arm, arm, he cried, for I've come to lead you, for Ireland's freedom we'll fight and die. We took Camolan and Enniscorthy, and Wexford storming drove out our foe. 'Twas at Slieve Kilcha our pikes were reeking with the crimson blood of the beaten yoke. At Taberneering and Ballyellis, so many a Hessian lay in their gold. Oh, Father Murphy, had he come over, and the green flag floated from shore to shore. soldiers and the cowley woman we put to flight. 'Twas at the Harrow, the boys of Wexford show bookies and regiment how man should fight. Look out for hirelings, King George of England, search every kingdom where bleeds a slave. For Father Murphy from the county Wexford sweeps o'er the land like a mighty wave. At Vinegar Hill, o'er the pleasant Slaney, our heroes vainly stood back to back. The Neos of Tullow took Father Murphy and burned his body upon the rack. God grant you glory, brave Father Murphy, and open heaven to all your men. For the cause that called you may come tomorrow in another fight for the green again.
Yes, and the fantastic Lee Brockerville there, folks, with Bowl of Vogue from Lee's debut album, Songs of Irish Rebellion, Volume 1. Absolutely brilliant, Lee. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, and you can see some lovely comments coming through from YouTube and Facebook as well. Says Steve Curse, 18 people, come on, sure, get these numbers up, yeah. Not a lot of people sort of watching in today. I think it's, now there is, see the thing is, I know for a fact, Steve, that there's something like 487 people watching right now on Facebook. It only looks like that there, so there's, but there's so many shares, parties happening, so I can see the real numbers, who's all watching, you know. So it isn't like, oh, there's only 18 people watching, because with all the watch parties and the share parties, the people that's watching on their streams, that's how you get the numbers built up. So that there's definitely a few more less than only 18, so don't worry. So yeah, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast on myself, Roe. Studs Landing says, Martin, the version of Bowl of Vogue that was on Jukebox in the Welcome Inn was brilliant. Can't remember who it was. Marty says, yeah, best version of her since Cruncher. Salim was asking as well, is this album on Spotify? Yes, that's right. I've been playing this from Spotify. So I have, so Salim, yep, definitely on Spotify. So it is. So get on to it, folks, and say Lee is on Facebook himself as well. So if anyone's want to get a hard copy of the album, get on to it. And I say I might actually give away my copy of it as a wee competition once I do get it, because you know, most of all my stuff, I'll put the music into and download it into the hard drive, and then usually any CDs I have, I've been giving away, I'll just give them as prizes, you know. So that's if I don't lose them outside the gig before I get a chance to give them away. Hint, hint, Marty, sorry. Yeah, folks, so any more requests? We're still here. And Sniper's Promise, if I can play. Okay, Steve, I think I've already actually played at the start of the show, but I suppose that there was on things, on the one that we cut off, so we'll maybe play it, the full version on this show, this here stream for you. I'll look into it. Stud said, yes, Ro, remember that many views are watched by numerous people. Right, so what we'll go do next. So obviously our moderator here on YouTube, Marty Heaney, Spanners, Blue Spanners, he always asks for every week. Farewell to Balachi. So we'll do this one. This is from the Spirit of Freedom's album. So it is. Actually, I don't know what you call this album. All I have it down in my hard drive is Spirit of Freedom. And there's a whole load of songs. So I don't know if it's several songs from different albums or just one album. I'm not sure. But so Marty, as usual, this one is spicy for you. Our great moderator from Balachi / White Rock Gardens. This is Farewell to Balachi, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
Farewell to Balachi, likewise Tramlock of, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts which turn to you from my dark age block cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. For hundreds of years now, we've kept on the fight, and the history books told me of Ireland's plight. So if gallant Francis, I follow the cause to conquer the tyrant and defy England's law. To the hills of South Derry you marched and we drove, to our exploits and action all Irish you drove. Most feared men in Ulster, volunteers on the run, we give England her answer from the barrels of our guns. So farewell to Balachi, likewise Tramlock of, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts which turn to you from my dark age block cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Oh gallant South Derry, you're forever blessed in your struggle for freedom. You've given your best. There's shoes and there's baits and there's Sheridan and Leigh, and inscribed with their names now, brave Tom McElwee. So farewell to Balachi, farewell to Balachi, likewise Tramlock of, likewise Tramlock of, and the green hills of Derry, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love, that I dearly love. My thoughts which turn to you from my dark age blood cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Yes, friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell.
There you go, farewell to Balachi on Rebel Sundays, folks. Myself, Ro, on the Rebel podcast here. We're multi-streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Obviously not massive numbers today, but probably my bollocking about the first hour with those couple of streams. It didn't help much when people went, fuck it, I'm away here listening to this shit. Yes, what was for our moderator there, Marty Spanners, our resident South Derry one, as we know. So what we'll go to next? Just as Spirit of Freedom there, folks. So that's one of the bands we playing at the Mallow Ballad Fest. So I'm going to be playing at this coming next year in I think it's the 3rd of February. I'll just check what the correct date is. It's going to be in the Hibernian Hotel in Cork and Mallow. Looking forward to that one. So along with Danny Goggins and Clover Dreams of Freedom, and Me of Waltz as well. So I'll basically be playing a few songs before all the bands come on, introducing them all on stage, and we'll maybe go live at some stage as well. So looking forward to that. So if you're down in County Cork, in Mallow, make sure you get on the Martin and get a ticket for there for the Mallow Ballad Fest. And again, just talking of Cork, big shout out to everyone who is up there down there in Cork this weekend celebrating the boss man from CH Promotions, Conor McLaughlin's big birthday, big 50th. So he's celebrating this weekend. Gary Oakes over there as well. Few Belfast heads are all down there celebrating. He did say to me about coming down, but obviously wouldn't be the best time for me to head down to Cork for the weekend with a new 1 week old baby in the house. Definitely not. But so Conor, happy birthday. Just go do this wee meme here, folks. I shared it the other day and I thought it was quite funny. I'm sure you'll agree. So you can't actually see the video of it, but just listen to the audio. It is a good crack. So this is basically it's the name of it is called Glasgow Rangers Everywhere, Anywhere, Everyone and Anyone. And someone has basically took the piss out and went, nah, I don't think so. So right, I'll just put the mute on this. Here we go. Have a listen.
Rangers for everyone, anyone.
Except blacks, Asians, Hispanics, Jews, gays, women, Muslims. Everybody who's not a white man. And I mean white. So no Italians, no Polish. Just people from Ireland, England, and Scotland. But only certain parts of Scotland and Ireland. Just full-blooded whites.
I have to say, I had a wee chuckle that I heard it the other day. So, but it's so true. They're pretty like trying to play this race card, like whenever their own player was being racially abused in Europe, which is disgusting. Like, but literally as soon as Kyogo comes out, they're calling him all sorts of stuff, and like I seen he had that injury during the week, and the stuff that was said about him was absolutely disgraceful. So yeah, Glasgow Rangers, we are the people. We're the balls, I have to say. So it is. Right, so Terry Craney says, any chance of playing anything from Damien Quinn for Val, Dale, Joe and Carl Ann? I've already played 3 Damien Quinn songs on the show today, Terry, from 2 o'clock. How many more Damien Quinn songs do you want me to do? Give us an order request for something else for all usings, and I'll make it along for you. Hugh O'Neill's, yeah, I saw it there, definitely very, very, it's hilarious, folks, so it is. Right, so what do we have up next? So I think it was on the Facebook stream, whereas Steve Kerr was looking for Sniper's Promise. So we'll do this one here. This is from Kathleen Loggy and the Flan column, folks, and this is the great Sniper's Promise on Rebel Sundays. And say, this might be one of them tracks, because I know Kathleen Loggy is definitely one of them ones that gets us cut off the odd time. So we'll see what happens. Sniper's Promise, folks, on Rebel Sunday, spicy for Steve Kerr, listening on Facebook this afternoon.
Was icy cold, I was alone, waiting for an army foot patrol. And then at last they came within my sights. I squeezed the trigger of my arm alive.
muzzle of my gun moved towards his brain. Oh mama, comfort me, for I know these awful things have got to be. And when the war of freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun. The dawn was breaking when I reached my base. I can't forget the look on that boy's face. Fear, agony, torment were all there, but to your memory, Mama, his life I spared. Oh mama, comfort me, for I know these awful things have got to be. And when the war of freedom has been won, I promise you I'll put away my gun.
There we go, the fantastic Kathleen Loggier in the flying column with Jesus Christ. The Sniper's Promise. Just got a clean, says his baby head for you folks. Always thinking about something else. Yeah, so that was for Steve, who asked for it on YouTube, on Facebook, who's listening in this afternoon. Harley Townsend is looking to say, can I play The Streets in New York from Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones? Actually haven't heard their version, but I'll pick it out here on Spotify and see if I can get it for you. Not sure who sings that one, if it's Milo or Derek himself, but we'll maybe get it on for you. Let's see. Valerie Glenn say, could you please play Martin's song, please? Martin? Play the Martin song. Do you mean the Martin McGuinness song? The one by Ciara McCafferty? Yeah, I'm sure we'll get that on the day. So is that what song you're talking about? Valerie? Henry Mechanic, great interview. Thank you very much, Henry. Much appreciated. Folks, if you're listening on YouTube here now and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, will you? You can just see it there. Just click the wee subscribe button, and you click the wee bell. It will just tell you once I'm on live and stuff, and it's a lot handier than trying to search every Sunday. You'll just get a wee bing on your phone saying that we're live, just like what happened on Facebook. So trying to bump up the numbers on YouTube, so please do, folks. It'd be much appreciated. Right, so what we'll do next, we'll go to this here song now for Harley Townsend, who asked for it on Facebook. So he was looking for The Streets in New York from Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones. So I haven't even heard this version, but I'm sure anything that Derek is involved in, it'll be a great version. So also, so Harry, this one is spicy for you, mate, here on Rebel Sundays. So another hour and a half to go for you, folks. Loads more big Rebel tunes on the way.
I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell, and remember all is not what it seems to be. For there's fellas what cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, and mind yourself well. Will you give this sweet note to me brother? At the time Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. Me father, the youngest, he looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send a lad over, me old fella said sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I've spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints cans of porter and the smell of a pound. Sure, maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home. Make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy when a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement, and I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the short parkway through the flat lands of Brooklyn to my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day, Uncle Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. So I phoned up the old fella and told him the news. I could tell he could...
Coming on today, I'd say this was maybe our first video.
And he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget, be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nelly's beside Fordham Road, started to learn about lifting the load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December, cause me old fella died, and to borrow the money from Phil on the side. And sure all the bright flowers and brass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of my father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth, and into my bag stuck a handful of earth. And I boarded a plane, and I caught me a train, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I set foot in Dublin. The kids know to use the correct knife and fork. But I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. La la la.
So Derek Warfield on the Young Wooltones there with Streets in New York, and of course that was Milo Morgan on the with the lyrics for that one. So it was on the Make Fair Play Milo. Right, so folks, it is we've just been knocked off Facebook, and just goes to show you that is the song that got us cut off Facebook. It's not like a rebel song; it's just a nice, happy / sad song. It's not the Wooltones sing it, but it's just that. So that is the song that has us cut off Facebook today, and it's a sham. Absolute sham. So there's folks really shagging. So I'll share the stream on Facebook and Twitter, let people know that we're now exclusively live till 5 o'clock on YouTube. So folks, you know what the crack is. We're going to only do one song now that we're exclusively live on YouTube. So you're looking at Damien Quinn. You're in luck.
Well, it takes bricks on the white road, it takes bricks on the white road, down by the narrow water. For on that road there was a bomb, it takes bricks didn't last for long, down by the narrow water. There were 9 murders, came in the canteen, there were 9 policemen, nowhere to be seen. And the sergeant said, "Book it." They kicked the bucket. The day the murders came into the canteen. Well, Lord Mountbatten had a boat. Oh, wheelia, Lord Mountbatten had a boat down by the Sligo waters.
For on that boat there was a bomb. Wheel ya, Lord Mountbatten didn't last for long. Down by the Sligo waters, there were 9 martyrs came in the canteen. There were 9 policemen, nowhere to be seen. They started to say bucket, they kicked the bucket. They hear the martyrs came in the canteen. Well, 18 Brits were blue to bits. Wheel ya, 18 Brits were blue to bits. Down by the narrow water. For on that road there was a bomb. Wheel ya, 18 Brits didn't last for long. Down by the narrow water, there were 9 martyrs came in the canteen. Were 9 policemen, nowhere to be seen. They started to say bucket, they kicked the bucket. They the mortars came in the canteen. That day 9 mortars came in the canteen.
There you go, 18 Brits, folks, and that is our welcome to YouTube track, as we do every single week. Once, if you're listening for the first time on YouTube, folks, your first time listening to the show, basically the show be obviously multi-streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, but once we get to a certain stage, usually about 2 hours in, we'll play a certain song and Facebook just to say it's cut it off. So what we'll do is then once we're live exclusively on YouTube only, which you can basically play anything you want and you won't be cut off. Well, I haven't been to this date anyway. We always start off with a great track, 18 Brits by Damien Quinn. I say it every week, folks, that version there, it's not a great version. It's I would love a studio version of this song, but it's never going to happen. We're not going to get it, so we aren't, for obviously obvious reasons. But that's the one we have. It's basically it's been recorded from one of Damien's live streams, and it's the only one there is anywhere. So if you want to hear 18 Brits and you have lucky enough to get a wristband, folks, I'll be making sure Damien sings it at the big fans gathering on 4th of December in the PD Club. Really looking forward to it. Studs Lanigan says baking buckets in the Ibrox canteen. What do you make, folks, about the thing? Dom stepping down from the chairman of Celtic. It's a strange one, so it is. A strange one indeed. Talking here, it could be a major reshuffle. Ian Banker as well is meant to be leaving this week, which if he goes, maybe not such a bad thing. So it mightn't. But strange. I thought Dom was doing a good job, so he was. He brought Ange in, so he did. Mastermind that there, brought these 12 transfers in this window. Thought he was doing a very, very good job. He opened up the whole Celtic players and busy media conferences to the supporters and all as well, which they didn't do before under the old sort of regime. So it's definitely a strange one. Something has happened there that he has left the building. Right, so we're going to do a wee track here now from Wolfhound, folks. This is a very old. People love and play Wolfhound tracks, just like the old version, you know. So we do. Very anti-Buckets Row and right, so yeah, this is we'll do this one for all the Mayo fans who are still busy to go on for another year without claiming that elusive All-Ireland title. It was written in the stars yesterday for Tyrone to win, so it was just regarding that. I think with the whole COVID thing, I'm sure Pat Spillane yesterday was just. He was gutted, so he was. I think it was the Sky. I wasn't so I wouldn't have seen the RTE coverage, so but Pat Spillane, what a gobshite that man is. Like seriously, he's bad crack. And that day, busy Tyrone beat Kerry. He was definitely crying in his cornflakes the next morning. So he was. I'll tell you that. So we're going to do a song for all the Mayo fans. Who you say is still to claim that elusive All Ireland, and I'm going to. See, Hugh O'Neill says, "Hi, Ro, can you please give a big shout out for Nigel Cameron? Who's Nigel Cameron? Grey Skull is closing down. Is there something happening here, folks, in the background that I don't know about something happening at Ibrox? I'm gonna have to look at that there. So listen, we'll do this one here, and then we're going to do Beaver's song Jackie Duddy after this one. So here we go. This is Wolfhound with Take Me Home to Mayo, folks, on Rebel Sundays till 5 p.m.
Take me home to Mayo, across the Irish Sea, home to dear old Mayo, where once I roamed so free. Take at last to Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. My name is Michael Gaughan, from Ballina I came. I saw my people suffering and swore to break their chains. I raised the flag in England, prepared to fight or die. Far away from Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. Take me home to Mayo, across the Irish Sea. Home to dear old Mayo, where once I roamed so free. Take me home to Mayo, there let my body lie. Home at last to Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. My body cold and hungry, in Parker's jail I lie. For loving of my country, on hunger strike I die. I have just one last longing, I pray you not deny. Bury me in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. Take me home to Mayo, just one last longing, the Irish Sea. Home to dear old Mayo, where once I roamed so free. Take me home to Mayo, there let my body lie. Home at last to Mayo, beneath an Irish sky.
There we go. That is that's skipping a bit that I wrote at Hurler, and I thought I heard that their song skipping. How the hell is an MP3 playing from a thing skip? I don't know how that happens, so I don't. Derek Glenelly, well, let's hope they never win one. Well, Derek, let's see. I think the for a Dublin fan to be talking about winning anything, you can't really say anything, because the Dublin years, the Gravy Train years are well gone, and I'd say it's going to be another few years before Usins get another All Ireland, and I'll say it now, so well. But it's all a bit of banter, but I'd say that's definitely going to be the crack, mate. I don't think you definitely have the right man at the helm now to be taking Usins. Where the last guy took his for all those tainted titles he's had, that all that their money bought you. Terry Cooney said, Grey Skull can't shut down. Everyone needs a club to laugh at. Definitely, yeah. Right, so where are you? Beaver, we'll do this one for you again now. So you know you love this wee song. And ever since I started playing this tune, every week somebody else goes, fuck, never heard that song before. It's class. Love the lyrics in this song. It's very, very sad. So we'll tend to do it not every single week, but every other week. So Beaver, this one's spicy for you, mate, and it's great. Dougie Breslin, aka Jerry Breslin from the Panger Band days. And this is the great Jackie Duddy, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
Jackie, I remember your face from a far distant place. Yes, I did. Jackie, you were an innocent boy. Why did they destroy your future road to you? You came from a home of 9 sisters and 5 brothers. Up in the Craigan, you were my cousin. You worked with me brother Dusty, named after me father. down in springtime, tending looms. Jackie, you were just 17 when they shattered your dreams, and we never got over it. Jackie, you'd have found a good wife and had a wonderful life and raised your wings well. In 68, your mother Maureen, she died, and with Willie, your father, we cried. She was so very young. Her sister Dolly said if Maureen had survived, she'd have been in the coffin by your side. Your mother couldn't have coped. Jackie, you were good in the ring, 'cause that was your thing. You would have been a champion. Jackie, your nephew John did you proud. He's recognized by the crowd as fulfilling your ambitions. Your face is painted in murals down in the bog, and I pray to God that you'll not be forgotten. That day in 72, it's etched on our minds, the day that innocence died. They called it Bloody Sunday. Jackie, there were 13 others as well, more unfinished stories to tell. Jackie, 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 our Jackie, Jackie Duddy. On a summer's day in Derry in 2010, thousands gathered again, and the world had gone. The British government said sorry and admitted they're wrong. The clapping went on and on, the cheering went on and on. Jackie, your innocence was declared. Your family's voices were heard after 38 years. Jackie, now you can rest in peace. The false accusations have ceased. The truth has been set free. Paddy Doherty, Gerald Donaghy, Hugh Gilmore, and Michael Kelly, Michael McDade, Kevin Michael Henney, Bernard McGuigan, and Gerald McKinney, William McKinney, William Nash, James Ray, John Johnston, John Young, and Jackie Duddy. Jackie Duddy.
I've been a provo now for 15 years or more. With Armalites and mortar bombs, thought I knew the score. Oh, but now we have a weapon we've never used before. The Brits are looking worried, and the choppers are flying lower. Shucky Arna, sing up the rap, up the rap. Stand aside in the sky. I started out with petrol bombs and throwing bricks and stones. There are 100 more lads like me, I never was alone. But soon I learned that bricks and stones won't drive the bricks away. It wasn't very long before. Who did I join? I joined the IRA. Chucky Arla, sing up the rock, up the rock. This eyes in the sky. Is it a bird? No. Is it a plane? No. It's Super Sam. Let's hear ya. Chucky Arla, sing it yourself. Up the rocks. This eyes in the sky. Well, then there came internment in the year of 71. The Brits thought we were beaten, that we were on the run. On that early August morning, they kicked in our back door, but for every man they took away, sure they missed 20 more. Chucky Arla, sing up the rock, up the rocks. The side in the sky. I spent 8 years in the cages, a time to think and plan. Although they locked away a boy, I walked out a man. And there's only one thing I have learned while in a cell I lay: the Brits will never leave us. Not until when? Not until they're shown away. Chucky Arla, come on now, sing up the rock, up the rocks. This eyes in the sky. All through the days of hunger strike, I watched my comrades die. And in the streets of Belfast, you could hear the women cry. Well, I can't forget the massacre that Friday at Lochgall. I salute my fallen comrades as I watch the choppers fall. Chucky Arla, sing up the rock, up the rocks. The signs in the sky. One more time yourselves here. Chucky Arla, let's hear in the sidewalk. Sing up the rocks. The signs in the sky. The signs in the sky. The signs in the sky. Everyone's in need of the sidewalk here from the Irish Brigade. Hear it for yourself. Throughout Ulster each July, you can hear the orange men cry. Oh, beat out the drums, the marching season's here. For we're going to fill the streets with the sound of marching feet. It's a time when all the Fenians live in fear. No surrender, we will shout, never, never, as we drive the rebels out. Remember 1690 is our cheer. But since 1986 we are up to your old tricks, and the time to turn the tables is now here. Oh, you won't funnel through the tunnel with your sashes and your flutes, for it's time to show that crappies won't lie down. And we will not endure your taunts or the orange flags in front. You can feel your code from Belfast to the boy. But just stop to count the cost, or the battle will be lost when you get to Owen Street. One more time. Oh, you won't funnel through the tunnel with your sashes and your flutes, for it's time to show that crappies won't lie down. And we will not endure your taunts or the orange flags and flats. You can trail your coat from Belfast to the Boy. I want you stop to count the cost, because the battle will be lost when you get to Owen Street in Outbeater's End. So Outbeater's End, to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more. And I won't be back for more. The recruiting sergeant, he told me, son, army life is fine, but he did not mention mortar bombs or bloody claymore mines. So Outbeater's End to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more, and I won't be back for more. So farewell at last to West Belfast, the Poleglass and the Falls. I quickly got the message there, it was written on the wall. Christmas! So Outbeater's End to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more. And I won't be back for more. Now all you young lads, though in England you be, signing on the brew, oh, stay well away from the IRA, and they won't bother you, let's hear now. So Outbeater's End to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I've seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more. And I won't be back for more. Our day will come, Chucky or not, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting sons. The day will come, we will be free, Chucky or not, the dawn of liberty. It's been a long 800 years of English scorn for Irish tears, and only freedom will suffice. We've made too long a sacrifice. Let's hear it. Chucky or not, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free, Chucky or not, the dawn of liberty. And those who make the prisons hell, who hold the keys and lock the cells, your time will come, and it's long due. We'll have our chance to turn the screw. Chucky or not, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free, Chucky or not. One more time now, let's hear it. Chucky or not, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free, Chucky or not, the dawn of liberty. Chucky or not, the dawn of liberty. Chucky or not.
Here we go. Bit of the Irish Brigade there for you folks, but the Irish Brigade heavier. Two wee mega mixes in a row. We had the Sam song, which was for all the Tyrone fans. Sam Maguire's coming back to Tyrone. So it is a set there song. We're getting a song a few times in Dungan and Oma and all the rest of Tyrone over this next couple of days, this next weekend. So it will. So that's all you Tyrone fans. And then we'll have, of course, the Open Street mega mixer from the Irish Brigade live as well. Fantastic. I just seen folks a wee story here I want to share. It's really pissed me off. It's from Belfast Live. Last week, obviously, when I was meant to go to the hospital with Flora to have the baby, it was called off the Monday. So I took my daughter Josie and my niece Amelia out for the day, so we brought them out down to the big park down at the Valley Leisure Centre. And as I was walking up, I noticed obviously there's a multi-use pitch there. So there's it's used for football, used for guild games, and all basically different people share this here ground. It's for the community, so it is. So it's the home of the local Wolftones GA club from Newton Abbey over there in North Belfast. And basically, so obviously other people were using this here pitch, and then they were basically due to use it today for either training or for a game. And basically somebody has rubbed shite all over the goalposts. So they have it's just like I mean, all of the kids in the community use this here, so I mean it's paid for by the city council. It's a shared ground. It just goes to show you, like, people can't even stand CGA games played in their area, so they can't because they think, oh, this is our area. Like, it's rotten. It's just like scum of the earth. That's all I can say to them. So right. So you'd asked me for a request there. It says, any chance of playing my song? Where were you? Was it it was Studs? Studs, what song was it? Yeah, I'm going to play the Sam song there as well. Michael Bolton from my wee sick rebel son Brandon loves this song. What's up with him? Has he got the Rona? Has he, Michael, or is he just a bit sick? Let us know. Yeah, folks, still continuing on here for YouTube for another hour for you this evening. So any more songs you want, get them on, and I'll get my requests in and I'll try and get them on. And if you're enjoying the show, say, folks, not a lot of people have enjoyed this show today, considering we've of the mess about and all the streams getting cut off and all, and the people talking and laughing in the background all in the first hour. But if you're enjoying it, drop us a wee tip or folks, or a donation. God knows I spent enough bloody money this last 2 weeks getting this stuff ready for this new studio and for all the great stuff, and it still hasn't worked properly. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, folks, drop us a wee tip. There's a wee link there. Just paypal.me/DJ Rose Show, or scan the wee QR code. Be much appreciated, folks. Does keep the show going on a Sunday. Say I could be out doing working every Sunday and getting other DJs to cover my gigs, so I can be in here in the studio and entertain users, folks, sitting here for 4 hours. So likewise, if you could drop something in, it'd be much appreciated. Right, so we're going to do this next one is for another live song for the Dublin fans. So I know we're getting this bit of piss taking earlier on. We'll do a wee song from a great bar called Live in Dublin, Patter Browns, who I'm going to be doing a few gigs for Aidan after next year as well. So Battlefest 2 is going to be happening in, is it? It's going to be happening in February, I think it is. And then actually Battlefest 3, which I'm really, really looking forward to. It's going to be happening back in the City West Hotel. It's a 2-day event, this one. So I'm going to be introducing all the bands on stage, maybe doing a few live podcasts as well. So we'll see what happens. So this is for you Dublin fans. This is Chris Carney. Of course, Chris from Merrill Bra, live at Patter Browns from his CD there. Played this here song last night. At a party in the PDs with it, and great song, everybody was loving it. It's going to be Rebel set, but somebody come up to me and says, get that scumbag off. So obviously there's been a political thing there. Somebody didn't like Chris Carney being played over the speakers, but maybe some people didn't know who he was, obviously because of the political opinions, whatever. And I said, listen, the song's staying on, and wasn't really happy, but listen, I played it anyway. So this is Chris Carney live in the Patter Browns in Dublin with his version of the Boys O Brigade. I think there's a wee bit of armoured cars in this as well. So enjoy this one, folks. Rebel Sundays, before I keep mumbling on.
Oh, Father, why are you so sad on this rainy Easter morn? When Irishmen, they are proud and they're glad on the summer they were born. Oh, son, I see in memory of you a far off distant days, when being just a lad like you joined the army. Oh, where are the lads that stood with me when history was made? Oh, Brockerville, I want to see the
long ago we faced the foe, the overgate and me. And by my side we fought and died, so that Ireland she might be free. Where are the lads that stood with me when history was made? On Brockerville I want to see the boys of the old brigade. Oh, armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons. Every man was stand behind the man behind the wire. Through the streets of Belfast in the dark of early morn, British soldiers came running, wrecking little homes with scorn. Here saw the crying children, dragging waddles from their bed. Watch the single helpless mothers, watch the blood pour from their head. Armored cars and tanks and guns and came to take away our sons. Every man was stand behind the man behind the wire. Oh, not for them a judge or jury, nor indeed a crime at all. Being Irish means we're guilty, so we're guilty one and all. Round the world a triple echo, Crummasmen are here again. England's name again is sullied in the eyes of honest men. Here we go! Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons. Every man must stand behind the man behind the wire. And now, my boy, I told you why on Easter morning I say, as I recall my comrades all of dark old days gone by. Sure I think of men who fought in Glen with rifles and hand grenades. They haven't keep the men who sleep on the ranks of the old brigade. Where are the lads that stood with me when history was made?
There we go, fantastic, our folks. That is the brilliant Furies there for with Finbar Fury with the Lonesome Boat Man. Somebody asked me for it in the stream there, just looking up, can't see who it was, but somebody asked for that song. So oh God, Sean Paul, I'm only slagging you, mate. Mate, don't worry, I'll sort you out. So I'll just get the VPN here. No doubt there'll be another lockdown. Mate, don't say lockdowns. Just talking to myself here, folks, in the PM to somebody. Yep. Rambo says, have you heard the poem that goes along with this, Silent Annie? It's called yes, definitely I've heard it there, so I have. So we're Son of Earl in 1916 says, hi Ro, hi. How you getting to sleep with your new wee lady, new princess? Well, not a lot, as was quite probably known. Like, it says have a new baby in the house, but the thing is, I'm trying to be there to be the supportive person, because obviously I cannot feed the child at night time because there's no milk comes out of these. If you stuck on these, there wouldn't be much milk coming out of them. Should be dehydrating. But yeah, I think once we start doing the bottle feeds, which maybe sooner rather than later, I will definitely get up and do the night feeds. But it's one of those things, because I start work very, very early in the morning. I get up at 5 o'clock, so I need to be in bed for me at least 10, sort of around 10, 11 at night to get me at least 6 hours. So we'll have to work around this here whenever the time does come. We get back. I'm off for another week on paternity swim, so the time will tell. Whenever I get back to work and see how it goes. But let's say we'll get the child home on Wednesday, and we'll get the child home on Wednesday, and she's basically every hour on the hour was up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's very, very stressful, folks, and very tiring. But anybody that had a new baby in the house will know this here. But listen, that's all part of the fun and games of having a newborn in the house. It won't be for long. Hopefully not. So all the wee smiles and giggles and all will make up for busy having our eyes wide open halfway through the night. So don't. But yeah, folks, we'll have another 50 minutes to go here for you, folks, on Rebel Sundays. This is myself, Ro, till just we shout as well to the Antrim Camogie team, who are the new intermediate All-Ireland champions. First play this, they were playing at Croke Park today, unlike the footballers who lost out on the junior final last Sunday. The Camogie girls won the intermediate trophy today. Well done to you. They're a croaker. So I'm trying to read 2 streams here at once while talking. Brilliant, congratulations again, but not a problem. It just shows I ain't got it, Martin. Right, so what we'll have lined up here next, just checking here, because I am so professional and organised. Right, we'll do a tune from Crystal Coil, and after that one there we're going to do one from where is it now? Let's see, Gary Oak, Dogs of War, probably the best song I've heard him sing in a while. So we'll go to others from his album I Believe in You, live in Australia. So from a song called I Believe in You, Crystal Coil, which is a great Dackie McLaughlin song, made famous by Gary Oak. We're going to do the next one, another Dackie McLaughlin song that was given to Gary Oak, called Dogs of War. So 2 Dackie McLaughlin songs in a row that were not sung by him, but 2 songs that he wrote. So cracking tunes.
Napping up and down the highways in the dead of night, singing songs about the justice I don't believe is right, but I believe in you. And I've seen 100 graveyards and a chance to say goodbye. I've never known an English soldier, I've seen a couple die, but I believe in you. And there's no flowers at the graveside from anyone at all. Your pictures in the paper, I think it says it all. And all that I can do is maybe dedicate yes, that's women on their feet. I believe, I believe, I believe in you. Yes, I believe, I believe, I believe in you.
As the tear gas burns the eyes of the children in the war, and the lords of mass destruction rub their hands and call for more, and the never-ending line of murders plan to seat inside their heads, and they take the place in the line of war for which they have been bred. And the dogs of war, and the dogs of war are gone. Our laws will try and take, like a family cursed and beaten at their only daughter's wake. And the words of mass collusion take the place of liberty, and blind the eyes of the learned men so the nation cannot see. And the dogs of war, and the dogs of war are gone, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on. The bogside and the falls, their cancer-ridden henchmen are waiting on the call, and the streets run red with the working blood as they have done before. But we cannot call on a learned man, for they can see no more. And the dogs of war, and the dogs of war are gone. Of a nation and a people born to weep, as 14 unknown victims they lay butchered on the street, and the gentle sound of leather rebounding off of beats is a far cry from the rules they play to the murder on the streets. And the dogs of war, the dogs of war are gone, and on, on and on, and on and on.
Dogs of War there, folks, from Gary Oak's album Live in Australia, I Believe in You. And before that there, another track was written by Dackie McLaughlin from Derry, I Believe in You, from Krista Coyle from her album From the Streets of Free Derry. Folks, what I have left here, I'm slightly void of imagination now this afternoon. Don't want to get a brain fart, so I want to get requests in, so come on. Get the request in. So what I'm going to do is, folks, just think of this here last 40 minutes like a jukebox. Don't normally do this here, but the day I'm going to. So get the request in. That's your chance. So don't ever say, you never plays my song. So don't be giving me any random requests, please. Try and pick some good songs. So what we'll do for the last 40 minutes, folks, you can request about 10 songs you want. Maybe play all 10 of them. We'll see. But there's good for you listening on YouTube anyway. So please, Son of Earthling says, never heard that one, surprisingly, from Gary Oak. Well, there you go, yes, that was from his album. It's not his song, but it's Dackie McLaughlin wrote it, but it's a cracking song. Actually, when I introduced Gary onto the stage in the Sloanes a few weeks ago at the gig, that's the song I played from coming on. And he's like, oh, good man yourself. I love the wee start of that song. Very good. So, right. Let's see. Joseph Pearce says, the Curra of Kildare, right studs. I'll go look for there. Let's see. Baby Brain taking over. Helicopter song. And yes, there's a wee tune there, right? John Boy McElhaney, hey Rose, sorry for being late. I had to do some shopping with the good lady. Congratulations again. Some wakes, please. Yes, we'll get a bit of wakes. Joseph Pearce looking. Joe McDonnell. Right, that's grand. We'll get all them in for you this afternoon. So we can. The Martin McGuinness song as well, somebody asked for, but we'll do that there as well after this one. Right, so we'll do not play a lot of Christy Moore on the song, on the show, which is a bit of a shame really, but it's not really rebel, you know. So somebody asked me to play Raid On. So we'll do that one here is Raid On from Christy Moore for a wee request from YouTube, and we'll get the rest of these requests built up. So some great requests here coming through, folks, so we'll get all them on over the last 40 minutes phase.
Sonny, don't go away.
And that there definitely is not Raid On, so it isn't from Christy Moore. You see what happens with fails. It says on it, it's called Raid On, but it's not. It's Sonny, don't go away. So let's see. We'll see what we'll do. Raid On. Let's see the best of Christy Moore. We'll try this here again from a different Christy Moore fail. So we'll see, folks, baby farts. But if a song says Raid On, I'm going to play it. If it isn't the actual track, there's not a lot I can do. There we go. There's Raid On, so it is.
The finest horse I've ever seen, standing 16, 1 or 2, with eyes wild and green. You ride the horse so well, hands light to the touch. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. When you're riding to the night without a trace behind, run your claw along my gut one last time. I turn to face an empty space where you used to lie, and look for the spark that lights the night through a teardrop in my eye. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to.
From Belfast town I came, the city I will never see again. For in the town of Belfast I spent many happy days. I love that town in oh so many ways. For it's there I spent my childhood and found for me a wife. I then set out to make for her a life. But all my young ambitions met with bitterness and hate. I soon found myself inside a prison gate. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you look down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done, you have plundered many nations, divided many lands. You have terrorized our peoples. You rule with an iron hand. And you brought this reign of terror to my land. Through those many months' internment in the Maidstone and the Maze, I thought about my land throughout those days. Why my country was divided, why I was now in jail, imprisoned without crime or without trial. And though I love my country, I am not a bitter man. I've seen cruelty and injustice at first hand. So then, one fateful morning, I shook bold freedom's hand. For right or wrong, I'd try to free my land. And you dare to call me a terrorist while you let down your gun. When I think of all the deeds that you have done, you have plundered many nations, divided many lands. You have terrorized our peoples. You rule with an iron hand. And you brought this reign of terror to my land. Then one cold October's morning, trapped in a lion's den, I found myself in prison once again. I was committed to the H-blocks for 14 years or more, and the blanket, the conditions, they were poor. Then a hunger strike we did comments for the dignity of man, but it seemed to me that no one gave a damn. Now I am a silent man. I've watched my comrades die. If only people cared or wondered why. And you dare to call me
nations divided many lands. You have terrorized our peoples. You rule the whip and iron hand, and you brought this reign of terror to my land. May God shine on you, Bobby Sands, and the courage you have shown. May your glory and your fame be widely known. And Francis Hughes and the Ray McCreesh, who died unselfishly, and Patsy O'Hara, the next in line is me. And those who lie behind me, may your courage be the same. And I pray to God my life is not in vain. But sad and bitter was the year of 1981, for everything I lost and nothing's won.
There we go, folks. Sound of Joe McDonald there, folks, by the Wolf Tones. Now, it's a great live version out there from them. I think it was one of their Wolf Tones Fest videos from the City West Hotel in Dublin. And before, what song did we do before it there? Right On, was it? Christy Moore, with your requests as well. So somebody asked me there, so say, folks, the last 20 minutes or so here, we'll just go do all the requests for you. 3 weeks sleep he needs, yeah. Henry McKenna says, Roe needs 2 matchsticks, seriously, mate. I need a pint, that's what I need. But if any of you see me there shouting into the phone, I wasn't like going mad in the head. The great thing about if any of you have one of them Ring doorbells, Josie was basically away to a birthday party, her friend's birthday party, and obviously sure her friend's mummy's brought her back, but I don't think Laura's in, so I'm busy shouting down through the doorbell from my phone, telling her, bring her down here. So she might make an appearance on the show here in a wee second. She's just up the street, so yeah, she might make an appearance. We'll get up to the studio, so mate, there you go. Very, that's how Ring doorbells. If you have one, folks, they're very good, but very annoying as well sometimes when they're constantly really ringing on your ear just because somebody walks past the house. Right, so loads of requests for this one from Kieran McCaffrey, the ball of Martin McGuinness, Where My Heart Will Always Be. Love this song, just love it. And see, I remember when I first played this here song way last year, before it was even released, and I got sent to me, and there was people basically saying Paul and Martin McGuinness, all the names of the day, basically Republicans, like saying he was a supergrass and he was a scumbag and he was a sellout, and I was like, what the hell? Well, Maeve is not here. I think she's away with Laura in the prom somewhere, so don't worry, we'll get her on the show maybe next week or something. I'll have to get her. I'm going to try and get her some kind of Rebel podcast branded to get her on, but we'll get her on the show very soon. She can make her debut. So this is the ball of Martin McGuinness, Where My Heart Will Always Be, folks, for the last 20 minutes here for you in Rebel Sundays.
I'm thinking of my childhood, growing up in the Bogside. People lived their daily lives, in hard times they did strive. But little did I know then what I would come to be, a soldier of my country, my life to see it free. As the conflict happened around me, and people marched for rights, injustice, it was plain to see. It was the time to fight. No No more will we be second class. My calling I was fate. And in the years that followed, I chose to heed the call, to stand along with Ireland's braves and resist the lion's claw. From the Bogside and the New Lodge, in Tyrone and South Armagh, for the freedom of this country, great volunteers we had. As I look back on the struggle and proud of all we've done to create the time for peace again, our chance to be is one. The hope of just one Ireland, the dream of 32. It was not for me to finally see I won't be here with you. So in my final hour, God standing at my door, my family all around me, and all their hearts so sore. The main man made the call now, it's time for me to go. No more will I see green and high, or fish in rivers flow. Then take me to Cuchulainn and lay me by your side, along with my brave comrades. Beneath this cross I lie, I'll look out on the Bogside.
There we go, folks. You know, the great ballad of Martin McGuinness there for you with Where My Heart Will Always Be from Kieran McCafferty. Fantastic there, so it is. So as you can see, as I was talking about the ring doorbell, down, Josie has just landed in beside me, so she has, and I see you're all asking her, so what's it like being a big sister to Josie? You come over here and introduce yourself.
It's really fun, and
somebody was asking,
I don't really know how to explain it.
Have you changed any nappies yet?
No, I don't. That's his job.
That's my job, changing the nappies.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I have just been wanting to hold her and feed her.
I know you love her, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were really reason you couldn't see her when she was born, weren't you? And you had to wait the next day till we go home from the hospital.
I know.
Right. So tell everybody where you were the day.
I was at Artastics at my best friend's birthday.
And what did you do?
Practically get hurt a lot on the slide.
You got hurt on the slide? And where'd you go afterwards?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Go Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. Right, so here, go on you downstairs and sit with Granda, right? I'll be finished here in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? Right, see you later on.
Bye. I might just lie in ground.
What? There you go, folks. So that was the oldest. Josie, close the door behind you, will you? The oldest one, Josie. So basically, she is 7. She's going to be making her first communion next year as well. So another big milestone for us to look forward to. So it is. So there you go. That's our Josie on the show. So she couldn't see her there because the wee logos were covering her. So we got her moving a little bit. So we did. So folks, just any more what do we have here? About 15 minutes there. So any more requests, get them on for us, and I'll fit them in as many as possible. Right. So for John Boy McElhenney, he was looking a bit of the Wicks. So he was, and I think it was Saoirse as well. 1916 was looking for From the Gutter to the White House. The Wicks sold this one. And this is from the Wicks' album No Irish Need Apply. Fantastic album, so it is. So here we go. This is From the Gutter to the White House from the Wicks, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Their last 15 minutes or so for you this afternoon.
America we had heroes, Jack Dempsey, JFK, leadership for the 60s, the posters used to say. And here are rivers, they run free and flow green on St. Patrick's Day, from the gutter to the White House in the bold US of A. Queen's convicts in Australia with rebel history, revolution in the goldfields, a strike for liberty. We sang of the wild colonial boy and told tales of Ned Kelly, from survival on a prison ship to an island of the free. And the hands that built America, could you do the job today? There's no Paddy in the White House, but he'll be back again someday. And if you know your history, you'll see the part your people played, from the gutter to the White House in the bold US of A. And in the belly of the beast, the Irish settled down. In Kilburn and in Cricklewood, established holy ground. There's the green and red of Harrow and Gaelic culture all around. And the Irish have been recognised in the heart of London town. In the west of Scotland, though we preserve identity, there's not been full acceptance into Scots society. 'Cause if you sing the national anthem, you'll be accused of bigotry. It's nothing but the same old story for the 21st century. And the hands that built America, could you do the job today? There's no Paddy in the White House, but we'll be back again someday. And if you know your history, you'll see the part your people played, from the gutter to the White House in the bold US, the bold US of A.
So I'm going to keep on you up on stage again for this next one. I'm going to do another Irish Brigade song. Another one written by my dad, Jerry Glacken here. A song for two volunteers from South Armagh, for Brendan Moley and Brendan Burns. And a song I'm sure you all know, called The Two Brendans. Tell a tale of gallant men who in the hills run across McGlen became a living legend in her day. Their daring deeds in freedom's fight shone like a beacon in the night, where Harvey and McVeary showed the way. Let me hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the name of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame. And we owe that much to Moley and to Burns. A pall of smoke blows o'er the land where cruel fate had played its
hand. Two Brandons would have chose no other way. Well, they died the way they want to go, in action against the British foe. They lived and died to serve the IRA. Let me hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the names of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame. And we owe that much to holy and to Burns. In Crossmaglen and Drummondtee, we keep alive their memories. In Silverbridge, we speak their names with pride. And from Dorsey down to Kittytown, through generations we'll pass on their exploits and the cause for which they died. Never hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the name of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame. And we owe that much to Molly and to Burns. We're a special kind of people here. We breed defiance, never fear, and we'll still be here when the tide against England turns. Over in our hearts we know we're right, and we never will give up the fight. We owe that much to Molly and to Burns. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the names of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame. And we owe that much to Molly and to Burns. We salute you, Brendan, Molly and Brendan Burns.
There we go. Emer McGlahan there for you with the Two Brentons from our album recorded live in the Rock Bar. Joined by McElhenney. Emer was brilliant on Friday night. Saw her for the first time. What a talent. Yes, mate, definitely is indeed. She does a great set lay. She shows fair play there. Seen a few videos there from their event there at the what do you call it their venue I was in? The Classic Grand, some venue that is telling me. Actually seen like Ultrasonic and Mallorca Leigh played in that venue as well, so they have. That's crazy. So yes, folks, we're going to play two more songs. And we're going to wrap it off this afternoon. As you can probably see there, I'm literally like going, my eyes are just ready to close. I think if I sit down for as soon as I turn this camera off, I'll probably fall asleep. So well, as you can probably tell by. But folks, yes. So we're going to finish up. Somebody asked me to play. Michael Bolton's looking for Bick McFarlane's Terrace or Dreamer. Michael played at the start of the show already, so did. Well, at the start of the first part of the show. But I did play the song, so ladies would have heard it before it was sort of cut off. So there's somebody that asked me for Four Green Fields, so we'll do Bo Loughran's version. Bo Loughran, great singer from County Armagh and Lurgan. So we'll do it there, and then we're going to finish up as usual. Henry says, great show, Ro. Don't let anyone sing a lullaby to you. Oh no, mate, serious. Definitely. I think I need to go out and get something to eat and a few drinks after this here show today. Folks, all I'm going to say is I'm very, very sorry for the shambles that this show has been today. Definitely not my normal row standards. But say, invested all this money and getting this new camera equipment and the sound equipment for doing it the new way I wanted to do. And I say, just for that one, there's just something we niggling in there that isn't making it right. So we'll get it, folks, hopefully for next week. I'll maybe get a few people down, do a few tests, and we'll do it properly, because I think everyone will agree with me. If you were listening to the start of the show, you'll probably have enjoyed the graphics and all they have now and stuff, and it's the video links I'm going to do, whatever, and it does look well once you do it right. So all I'm saying, folks, my apologies. We'll do this song here in Bo Locker, and then we'll finish up around the vein. Strong coffee, definitely. So folks, I'll see you all next Sunday, back again 1 o'clock. So thank you very much. Rose says it used to be a cinema for adult films. Serious, did it? The classic Grand. There you go. Right, so folks, I'll see you next week with myself. Josie, come here a second. Well, come here in a minute. We're just seeing Josie's down there. She's not normally here down at the studio, so she is here today for an hour or so while she's waiting on me. So we'll just get her to say cheerio as well before we head off. Come on over. Come on in.
You're about to make me lose.
Come on, just go and tell everybody bye before you go on. You've graced us with your presence this afternoon. Come on in. Right, so, jokes. What do you tell everybody?
Goodbye.
And see you all next week. Well, you won't see them next week, so you won't, like?
Yep, well, he will.
What? I will, but you won't.
Well, I might.
You're back to school tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can't wait. So tell me, what primary are you in this year?
4.
P4, and what's your teacher called?
Miss Quig.
Miss Quig. So folks, with myself, Ro, and Josie here. See you bye-bye. See you all next Sunday, folks. This is Bo Lockran with 4 Green Fields, and we're going to finish up with a nice laugh as usual after this here. So see you later, folks. Thank you very much. And again, if you did enjoy the day, what's so falls out there, Josie? If you did enjoy the day, folks, I'm sure a lot of you didn't. Drop us a wee PayPal donation in, and it may keep me back on. We'll make the stream fix. Well, there's a wee link there, folks. There is. If you can just click on that there, or scan it, or just send a wee link or the PayPal to DJ Row Belfast at paypal.me/DJ Row Show or whatever. I'll see you next Sunday, folks. Here we go.
What did I have? Said a fine old woman. What did I have? This proud old woman did say, I have 4 green fields, each one was a jewel, but strangers came and tried to take them from me. I had 5 strong sons. They fought to save my jewels. They fought and they died, and that is my grief, said she. Long time ago, said a fine old woman. Long time ago, this proud old woman did say, there was war and death, plundering and pillage. My children starved by mountain, valley and sea, under wailing It shook the very heavens, and my full green fields ran red with her blood, said she.
Shin of feet apart atop the alligator winds are so her tender rannicum they fudge face hair shantir a shir pasta the akbar pansiran of the town and dots I am sabar well they come their kettle on was no sell they gone their grave they but now be left Charlotte carrying around of him. Thanks very much, good night, God bless you all.
You've been listening to Rebel Podcast of Rory Carson. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We're also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel Podcast. Bhí sé bhgéis seach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúificail sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main húisiilta. Ní mór ditch ach fád cruúlaí Rebel a curda.